My dear friends, it's important with whom you are dealing, whom you are associating. Because if you sow the seeds with the thorny bushes, shrubs, one day those bushes would completely destroy the crop. So it's important that you are mindful of your environment, all the thorny bushes that you have. Because Solomon, though he was the most wise person, he did something very foolish in his life. That he entertained pagan women in his town, in David's town. So he, together with the queens, pagan queens, there came their gods, and completely desolated the purity of the temple, purity of the presence of God. And it happened gradually. So if you entertain sin, if you toy with sin, one day completely you will be destroyed. Remember, the word says, when Solomon was old, his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not worldly, wholly true to the Lord his God. Was the heart of David as was the heart of David his father. For Solomon went after Ashtoreths, the gods of Sidonians, and all the other gods, my dear friends. So Solomon did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, and did not wholly follow the Lord, as David his father had done. And Solomon built a high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Moab, for Moloch, the abomination of Amorites, on the mountain east of Jerusalem. See how his heart was divided. This can happen. It happened in his old age. If you entertain sin, one day you cannot serve both the masters, God and Mammon, isn't it? One day you will despise one and love the other. So exactly, if you entertain sin, you will one day be enslaved to that particular sin. Because God will not persuade his way, bulldoze his way. No, he will wait in his place. With your consent, with your free will, if you answer, he will respond. So this is what exactly happened. My dear friends, today we find in the gospel, Jesus wanted to be alone. And always Jesus made sure that he will find that time for the Father amidst all the work. That's why he never wanted. Jesus arose and went away to the reign of Tyre and Sidon. The very exact reason why he went to Tyre and Sidon, they are pagan lands. So he will have some rest from the popular disturbances. Because a lot of people do come to him. But then he wanted to spend time alone with the Father. It's important that without you run like a rat, without any direction. You try to find your own Tyre and Sidon in your own prayer life, to be alone with the Father. Otherwise, most wise person, Solomon, had lost the track. It can happen to you also. So if the Lord is showing us the way, how to deal with the world, when you are in the world, you have to remember that you are not of the world. You are not for the world. You are in the world. So that's why it is important that you find time to be alone with the Father. And then yet could not be hidden. And he entered the house and did not want anyone to know. Yet he could not be hidden. But immediately a woman whose little daughter had an unclean spirit heard of him and came and fell down at his feet. Now the woman was a Gentile, a Syrophoenician by birth, and she begged him to cast the demon out of her daughter. But friends, so on the other hand, this particular woman, unlike the women with Solomon, they changed his mind. This particular Syrophoenician woman by birth, but then she came to the Lord. The reverse version of the Old Testament. She came to the Lord, believing only He can heal. And what happened? Now the woman was, and she begged him to cast the demon out of her daughter. And he said to her, let the children be fed first. For it is not right to take the children's bread and throw it to the dogs. What a thing, my dear friends. What a response. Stunning, shocking response. But then she, of course, she made sure that we'll stick with the Lord. Those queens in the Old Testament, they were away from the Lord. They became the reason to take even Solomon out of the track. But this woman, when the Lord is practically throwing her away, practically despising her. I mean, literally, he looked down upon this person, cornered this person by telling dogs and children. Of course, in that time, normally pagans were considered as dogs. They were used in the term, the pets, dogs who were pets were addressed. The same word is used here. Yet, there is a clear demarcation between the dog and the child of God, chosen people and Gentiles. So this was the common understanding. This was the way even a Jew addressed a pagan. They never mingled with them. The gap was so fast, too far. And then what happened? But then she answered, yes, Lord. She was never taken back. No. She said, yes, Lord. Of course, we are dogs. We are not children. But then, yet even the dogs under the table eat the children's crumbs. What a faith, my dear friends. What a faith. Here, it does not matter whether you are a pagan or a Jew, whether you are Sinhalese or Tamil. It does not matter. What matters is the faith. Faith that connects and unites us to the Lord. The depth of your faith. So more He tests, your faith is being tested, sharpened, shined, my dear friends. So that's exactly what should happen to you. So the answers of the Lord clears everything, yet even the dogs. And He said to her, for this statement you may go on your way. The demon has left your daughter. When she answers here, the demon is gone there. So this is exactly what would happen when God tests you. You're being more sharpened. You're being empowered because He loves you, that He tests you. Like the gold is tested in the fire, silver in the fire. That's how you're being tested by the Lord. If you're a child, you're being punished. Punishment means formation. He wants her to come a journey of maturity, and found the child lying in bed and the demon gone. So it's a beautiful moment when you are tested. Just hold on and don't be foolish like Solomon. Just be and stay with the Lord like that woman. Amen. May God bless you.